What is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Crowder Lake, and today we will be reading Chapter 7 and 8 of Forced Liar, a standard-sized fanfic by Uncertain Inadequate on Wattpad. If you'd like to check out their work or the fic itself, you'll find the link to their Wattpad and the link to the story in the description below. If you'd like to, I'm also hosting a charity livestream every Saturday for the month of October to help support St. Jude in their efforts to fight cancer and find cures. So if you'd like to donate or just join the live streams every Saturday, the link to my live channel is in the description below. Every December, I have this thing go on called The Gift in Fanfiction. This year will be our second annual. It's where you write a fanfic from any fandom centric around the holidays or winter, and you submit it. The rules and the regulations are in the doc and in the video that I made. You'll find links to that in the description below also. And with that, on to Chapter 7, 5 days remaining. He should just give up, as the sound of Mysterious Paths by Marco Bellon echoed throughout his room. Deceit's eyes were reading over words in his journal at his desk. His book of poems. He felt like writing another poem, but that would be going against his promise to himself. That he would be going against his promise to himself, that he was going to get better, and not write another, but he was getting worse, and that's all he was good for anyway, is lying. Roses are red, Logan wears a tie, I'm breaking my life, falling apart, and I don't even know why I try. So short, yet so much meaning. At least to him it is. To everyone else, it's probably just a joke. It was simply a double entera anyway. A knock at his door startled to the side, as he figuratively jumped out of his scales before closing the book and going over to the door. No? He called through the door, and the door opened as a creak to see who it is. Remus. He opened the door fully and looked at him. I know you're probably going to yell at me again, but I want to ask if you're okay. Remus mumbled, looking down. He was obviously still hurt from their last encounter. Yes, I'm fine. Deceit sighed as he responded. He took in the way Remus was acting, and he felt weak. What had he done? Thomas is going through spells of either only lying or only telling the truth. You're clearly not, Remus mumbled quietly, looking up at Deceit hesitantly. Well, Deceit was crumbling more and more inside. The only person who'd ever cared in the slightest was scared of him now. Please, Dee. I know you can be honest. So please, be honest with me. Remus took hold of Deceit's hand softly, and both of their faces turned against each other, showing shades of pink. I am being honest, Deceit mumbled, looking down. You're not. Remus's voice came out as a quiet mumble, and a shadow cast over his face. Rem, don't trust me. I am being as honest as I can. Deceit sighed and cupped Remus's cheek with one hand. Remus's face turned a slightly brighter shade of pink, and Deceit smiled softly at him. Oh, okay. Remus nodded and smiled softly back at him. If you say so. But I'm here if you need anything, and if something is wrong. Okay? Deceit nodded. Okay, thanks. His smile grew slightly. Deceit moved his hand away from Remus's cheek and prepared to say goodbye to him, but Remus quickly wrapped his arms around him in a hug. He froze for a moment and went to hug him back, but Remus's hug already had pulled away. He thankfully managed to hide the look of disappointment on his face. I'll talk to you later. Remus smiled at him before bouncing down the hall, singing some song about blood. Deceit smiled, and he watched him leave before closing the door after Remus was far down the hall. He turned around and leaned his back against the wall, sliding down it and sighing contentedly. Then the realization hit him. Remus blushed. Chapter 8. 4 days remaining. Deceit lay on his bed, staring up at the ceiling. What the hell happened yesterday? Remus was blushing around someone like him? Probably just him imagining things. Or it's just Remus being himself and weird. Remus would never like someone like him. He was too broken for him anyways. Deceit's eyes trailed to the wall, and he focused on a particular photo of him and Remus from 3 years ago. They were both genuinely smiling at it. God, how long has it been since he smiled like that? Weeks? Months? Years? Who knows? He sighed and looked away from the photo, staring at the wall beside him. His mind went blank to the mess that Remus was when he came in to see Deceit yesterday. That was his fault. Normally he'd laugh at people in emotional distress, but Remus? It was different. Something about it was different. He felt horrible about it. Probably just a result of the depression, he figured. That still didn't feel right, though. Probably just him being stupid again. What did it matter anyway? What else could be the reason? Maybe that no, he shouldn't. He couldn't. He'd just fallen to heartbreak. Deceit groaned in annoyance with himself and rolled onto his side, curling up. He shouldn't think about things like this. Love? Useless. What was the point in such thing existing to him anyways? He didn't deserve it. He rolled around to the other side of the bed, and his eyes landed upon his journal. Sighing, he sat up and picked it up. He grabbed the pen beside it and began to write aimlessly. Something to pass the time, he supposed. I don't care. I shouldn't care. Yet I do. Why am I cursed like this? What is this feeling? Love? I'm undeserving. He didn't never like me anyways. Best not to get my hopes up. Highly irregular, but his usual, but he wasn't feeling usual. Today was an odd day compared to his usual after all. He was in love anyways. Or was he? Probably not. He is probably just imagining things. Oh, who fucking knows what's going on? Thank you all for listening. Please take what I said in the beginning as a consideration. Please come and help support both me and St. Jude by coming to my live stream Saturdays. Please consider submitting a one-shot, which it doesn't have to be long at all, but please consider submitting one shot for the gift of fanfiction. Last year I only got one submission, and I would like to have more than one this year. Yay! And go check out the author's work, because their work is absolutely incredible, and it is such a joy to be reading what they have written on my channel. Yay. Also, another thing, if you could, do me a solid and, subscribe, that would also be cool. I want to get to 1,000 before the end of the year, and that hasn't been looking too good lately, but I'm still holding hopes, and I'm hoping that you will help us get there. So yeah, my social media links are in the description below, along with my Etsy shop where I make things out of beads. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and much like Janice struggling through a particularly tough day, do your best.